Hello, guys. Dr.TonyVercillo here. I'm your host, and this is episode 22 of Ask the Doc Life Lessons You Should Have Been Taught in School podcast. The purpose of this episode is to provide you with some insight into how political trends will shape the upcoming global stock market. Once again, I'm deviating from the normal format of providing you with a success tip and then a stock tip and then the actual topic at hand. I'm going to delve into this one particular topic and concentrate and focus on one area, which is what is going to happen over the next 1 to 5 years in the political arena that should impact the global stock market and therefore your investing portfolio. Okay, if you remember, back in episode 2, I had mentioned to you guys that the stock market is basically about CDLP, which is commitment, decisiveness, listening, and patience. Well, this is all about listening to trends, keeping abreast of what's going on in the global stock market with global news, and making sure you fully understand what's going on in the world, which will impact your investment portfolio. The internet and social media have forever changed the way the stock market behaves. What's changed, you might ask? The market is more susceptible than ever before to global conditions and global changes. It moves at 3 to 5 times the speed than it ever moved before, and the slightest mishap around the globe will cause things like the Dow Jones Industrial Average to drop instantaneously. In his renowned book, Chaos Theory, James Gleick surmises that when a butterfly flaps its wings in China, that it has a profound effect on the rest of the world. Of course, this metaphorical representation is meant to explain that global events are now impacting the world at a speed we have never, ever witnessed before. In the secret episode attached to the main session, my Patreon family members will also receive an in-depth look at stocks that are most volatile, have a very high, what's called beta, which predicts how volatile the stock market is as it relates to movement of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Why would you ever want to invest in those stocks? You'll learn about that more in the secret episode. So here goes. Here are the 8 political trends that will shape the global market over the next 5 years. First and foremost, of course, the upcoming presidential election in the United States. Our country has never, ever been as divided as it is now, and surely the election, regardless of who wins, will shape the next 4 years. How? Because the administration, regardless of which one, Republican or Democrat, will pass laws that will impact corporate America, which in turn impacts the market. For perspective, the S&P generally returns 3% during an election year, regardless of who wins. Although many people might tend to fight the next notion, in general, consumer discretionary spending rises when the Democrat's in office, while military spending rises when a Republican is in office. And these things cause the market to be volatile. Number 2, war. The war in Ukraine, the war in Gaza, and even pending war potentially with China and Taiwan. Who knows? What I do know is that we send a lot of military aid to those foreign countries, and when war breaks out, typically what happens is the market crashes, then bounces back as the news evolves. Number 3, China-U.S. relations. We are about to add more tariffs to Chinese imports. This will cause even more tension between these two political giants. How does it impact the stock market? As we add tariffs, Chinese goods become more expensive, making it more economically difficult for American consumers. This usually has a negative impact on the market. Number 4, artificial intelligence will be regulated by the government. The first executive order has already been enacted by Congress, with more to follow. In addition, 12 states have also issued reform edicts for AI, and the feds are going to follow suit. This move will wreak havoc on the market. Increased regulation usually means increasing taxes, which then causes the market to crash. Number 5, the feds will overhaul banking regulations. Years ago, when they did this, it literally caused the 2008 financial crisis. Back then, I was buying homes in Vegas, sight unseen, just based upon my credit score. Nothing down, and even the owner or the builder paid the closing costs. Should I have been able to buy more than 20 properties like this? Absolutely not. Number 6, Social Security will get revamped. As of now, Social Security will run out of money by 2035. The government will invariably increase the Social Security tax plus raise the retirement age. This will impact retirement and hurt the younger generation. And increased taxes means stock market collapse. Number 7, interest rates will finally subside. The pundits are saying third quarter of 2024 is when the Feds will start to drop rates. This will cause a temporary movement in the stock market. Always remember, the stock market operates in cycles. You can conclude after looking at the data, the market corrects itself every 7 years approximately. Boom and bust. Number 8, changes to retirement plans. Increased catch-up contributions and rules for annuities may cause a short-term uptick in the market. The conclusion, listen to global news and pay attention to what our government is doing that might impact the market. Okay, that's it for now, folks. Please remember to consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and become a member of my Patreon secret episode family. And as always, leave me a review, a comment on what you'd like to see, what you'd like me to do differently, how I can help you. And finally, keep in mind, politics is war without bloodshed, and while war is politics without bloodshed. Signing off, this is Dr. V.